Crackdown. Nice to meet you.
How's it going, guys?
Okay, so basics. Obviously, you saw how to create your character, right? And you are seeing my screen right now. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I think I can disband a group. I can't really disband it, but it's all right. So you just did a character reset. We went through that character reset. We go to the Robert Space Industries. What else did we do? Character.
Go through it, and then you go into your account, scroll down,
Settings, right?
settings, reset character.
And then click reset character. That's correct. All right. So first things, right off the bat, we can access a few controls. Now, you said you had questions on controls regarding the HOTAS. Now, I do not have a HOTAS. I do not know how to set that up, but we can at least get you pointed in the right direction, and then you can pull that information up on the Reddit or other things like that. Okay, so obviously we have game settings. Depending on your rig, they're all different. We're going to go straight to your question. So keybinds. This is great and all, what they're showing, but what's really important is down here on the bottom left. Do you see where it says Advanced Controls Customization?
That's the one I went to. I changed some of my keybinds already.
So, oh, it looks like I was mistaken. We cannot, I don't see an option to put multiple keybinds.
If you scroll on the keyboard and mouse, the bottom right-hand corner.
Oh, there is.
So you can change between that. I just don't know if you can set a hotkey to auto swap that from mouse keyboard to HOTAS, or do I have to go in and do it every time?
Or you have to actually come in, click here, and then switch out.
Yeah, I went I went to that one, but I don't know if I had to set my HOTAS up for it. I don't know if I have to link them or not, but
that is sweet. Well, good to know. Thank you very much. I appreciate you teaching me that. Okay, quick keys, interactions, and inner thoughts. Quick keys, interaction. No, it's probably not it. Camera advance. No. Social.
Yeah, I couldn't find any of that.
You probably already went through all this, huh?
I went through all of it. Yeah, half of my first hour was just going through all that.
Okay, well there you go. So you're quite the meticulous individual then.
Yeah, I'm very picky about my controls. They have to be because I play a lot of different games, so I try to keep them as close as I can. So when I flop in between, I don't start mashing the wrong key and getting into some trouble because of it.
Absolutely. Okay, so do you know about how to speak in game?
No. I'm assuming there's like a hot mic key.
So the hot mic key is the plus on your numpad by default. If I were to go to control keybinds, let's see. I think there is an option for voice. I don't come here very often. I kind of set it and forget it. Let's see. On foot, lights, ground, social, VoIP. There it is. Well, that's pretty simple right there. And so I switched mine out for my keypad for proximity only, and then just talking in general. So comms swipe and head tracking. If we go top right,
is head tracking important?
Head tracking is only important if you are using like a Tobii or an actual webcam. But here specifically, we're going to be talking about, just for a brief moment, the microphone, volume, and things like that. So in my experience, it only works maybe 1 out of 10 times in-game voice. So it's just not something that's used very often because of it, lack of it actually working. If you want enable level activated voice transmission, there's this option here, and then there's the threshold, similar to what we have on Discord, where you can choose what
yeah,
it'll actually pick up our voice. That's right. Okay, anything else we need to look at here before we go into the game?
My crouch button. So C, when I clicked on C, because it does a lot of cockpit maneuvers as well. Yeah, well, I changed mine to C. I wanted a C because C is always my crouch.
Ooh.
Can you set a key to be press for one bind and a hold for another bind? Like C for crouch and then C for lay down if you hold it.
Okay, so you're putting like an ARMA setup then.
Yeah, I play a lot of FPS.
Okay, so let's see. I think there might be an option to hold, but we're gonna find that out right now. So let's go to what you had. Flight radar, movements.
Or what I should ask is, does laying down happen a lot, but I have to worry about it?
Well, laying down is X, right?
Yeah, it's X.
X. I don't know. I don't. Excuse me. Forgive me. I don't. There are a few times where I've used it, but I usually stumble with the FPS stuff. So let's see. If I click on this and then I hold it down.
It tells you it's connected to all of those.
No. Oh, so holding it down doesn't do anything. Even if I just click it once. So apparently that's not an option. But there is an option specifically for the get out of the seat. But that would be under game settings, and that would be holding down Y, for example, to get out of the pilot seat. And I recall correctly, that's somewhere here. So no, there is, from what I can tell at this very moment, there is not an option to have a button where you have to hold it down for a prolonged amount of time.
Okay.
So if you put this, what'd you switch everything else at?
I kept it, and I was manually, because I don't have a big chip, so it wasn't necessarily walking around the cockpit isn't an option for me right now. Okay. And I figured once I got to that point, I would figure something out. Like a key I don't ever use until that point, you know? And then just swap it to that.
Sweet. Okay, anything else do we need here?
Nope, that's it there.
Alright, let's go ahead and join a server. So one of the cool things we're going to learn right off the bat, if you notice there's something on the top right of my screen, right? So we have the tilde button, which brings up a command. We can type things in like quit or shut down a command. And a lot of commands, and you'll see that a lot of players put this on. It's R_display info. Now I have it right now. It's on 0 where you don't see it top right, but I like to have it on 2 because it'll show me my ping, it'll show me my FPS, it shows me what shard I'm on, what session, etc., etc. So if something were to occur, what's also good to see as well is the loss that's next to the ping. So let me move.
Yeah.
I can't really move the mouse, but you have to.
I mean, I run a pretty good rig. It's a 1660 Ti and everything else, you know, surpasses that.
That's good. Just the ping is really important, and the loss is important, and the network sync that just came red for a moment. Now those are important. Those we can have the best rig in the world and the best internet. That would be server side.
So the server's generally pretty good, or should I try different servers to find out?
I would say overall okay. But if you have this up, or if you're concerned that your connection isn't doing good at that moment, you can put up that command R_display info space 1 or 2 and 3 or 4, and it'll give you that information, and you can determine, oh, I think the server's crashing right now. I should probably jump to a different server.
Okay.
All right, so we're here. What did you want to learn specifically here? You said, something about your characters.
So that, what you just did right there. Okay. When you went in there, okay, you hit F on that. Did you hold F and use your mouse? Okay, so you did. You used your mouse to click on that.
Yeah. So when you hold
now,
F, this is the function key. You know what's cool about the function key? It actually moves your head around and your body around as well. It's a little slower. But then you can also zoom in. So here I am. I'm going to zoom in with scrolling my mouse up.
Okay, so that's how you do that. Okay. Now, does your crosshair, when you're in that mode, does it have a lag behind from what your mouse input is?
Ever so slightly.
Okay. Mine had a weird lag behind it, something I just got to get used to, I guess.
It's no, StarCitizen's FPS is going to be a lot lower than other programs out there. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
So if you're used to those high-paced, high frame rate type of programs, then this is definitely going to feel laggy. Now, if it feels like you're really having to pull it along, and
it felt heavy, if you know what I mean.
Overly heavy, more than normal, then it might have to do with
the server.
Your settings. Not necessarily server. No. It has to do with settings. Like, are you actually running the program fully from your GPU? other settings like that. Are you giving it the highest priority in the task manager, etc., etc. Right? Do you use the shadow play? There we go. Do you ever use the Nvidia overlay to see how many frames you're getting?
Yeah.
So that's always recommended as well. To see if your mouse lag is because of the frame rate or something else. But I do understand, and I am not experiencing it. Okay, so another thing is you said you wanted to equip stuff to your character, right?
Okay, so I had bought a gun.
Okay.
That option right there, that you just had, the 1 and 2 option, to add that to a slot, it came up when I was moving my meds, but I didn't get one for my gun because I bought the silencer that goes with it, and I also bought the sight that goes with it.
So there are 2 types of FPS weapons. There's laser and there's kinetic. Now the suppressor goes on kinetic weapons, not on lasers per se. Or
that might have been the reason, because I think the gun that I had was the SMG, the tan one, the Wolf, maybe.
There we go. So here, for example, so here we have a cyan compensator. Now the cyan compensator, you can read it. It's a compensator that goes for kinetic weapons. Now I have another compensator right here. Let's see if I can find a cyan one.
For laser.
So one's a cyan compensator for kinetic, and one's an E-mod stabilizer. So I don't have. This is a size 2. Right here.
So what do you mean by size?
Alright, so a rifle, so size 1 and StarCitizen for FPS
pistol SMG
is your hand pistol, for example.
Okay.
So remember, there's a small size 1 cyan compensator. I can just go ahead and boop.
That goes on your pistol. Okay.
Didn't go
but a size 2 would go on your SMG, and a size 3 would go on like AR sniper rifles.
Yeah, there it is. It's on there.
Okay.
So that's a size 1, and then the size 2. Come on. Here, the size 2 compensator will be here on the AR P4 AR. But there's another compensator here. If you notice, I can't fit it because it's only for a size 2 laser weapon. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It's still a size 2. It's still a compensator.
But it's not a laser weapon that you're trying to put in.
That's what it's for, laser weapons. Yeah.
Okay. I probably just bought the wrong thing.
Probably. So laser attachments, also you can add those to the bottom of your.
What's better, laser or kinetic?
So the for like weapons. So these are laser pointers that I was mentioning.
Well,
yeah. On a kinetic. So these are laser attachments can go on any kinetic.
For weapons themselves, you said there's laser and kinetic. Which weapons are?
Now, I'm not really big in FPS, so I couldn't tell you. Aesthetically, I like to have my AR with kinetic. But generally speaking, my handgun will be laser, just because a laser can carry way more rounds because it's a battery pack. Also, lasers don't have that, whereas a kinetic material will have a fall point. Lasers won't. So you don't have to worry about that.
Oh, just going in a straight line, okay.
Right. Whether one does more damage than the other, I do not know those details.
Mess around with that.
Okay, so, yeah, anything else here with the attachments?
No.
Okay. Another thing also with StarCitizen, you look at my gear, it's very basic gear, very personally, you'll see a lot of people with just a white helmet, just a helmet and a white suit walking around all the time. It's not that they're noobs, it's just they don't want to lose their gear. Me, I still want to be equipped, but I don't want to lose expensive gear. So I equip myself with the cheapest on the market. So for example, the white suit you'll get automatically if you lose your character with the Horizon helmet.
Now,
and then the rest of these are just MacFlex legs, MacFlex arms, and you can get these MacFlex stuff. And the backpack, you can get it all in the, on New Babbage, you can get it in the comments. Here, on Port Tressler, which is the station above New Babbage, which is above Microtech, you can get stuff at the Cargo Center or the Gallery.
Okay, now is there like a player-driven economy as far as like items, stuff like that? Say I go out in the world, I find a really nice AR, can I bring it back, put it on the market, and sell it to somebody else?
Repeat that, please.
Is there like a player-to-player trading, I guess you could say, like a market?
There is not a market per se, but
you can player-to-player. Okay.
So a player comes up to me and says, "Hey, I want your armor," or "Hey, do you have something? I'll give you 10 grand." I would put it on the ground, they'd pick it up and take it, and then I'd wait for them to pay me. It's very possible they could just walk away.
Okay, so it's okay.
Another interesting thing for immersion is F12. See what I'm doing with F12?
Yeah, to get rid of the chat.
Just getting rid of the chat, yeah. Alright, what else would you like to... Oh.
Can you, how do you...
F4.
Oh, for third person?
Yeah.
Can you,
If you hold down C on F4, you can actually move around without holding C,
okay.
you actually
Good for pictures. If you... Can you hot slot items? Like, I want this gun on slot 1, I want this gun slot 2, I want... So when you push the number 1, that gun will come out. If you push this button, or number 2, another gun will pop out.
So that's not how it's going to work. Number 1 is going to be your pistol or your handgun. Number 2 is going to be whether it's an assault rifle or a sniper, whatever you have, usually on your backpack or the back of your character, so or size 2 generally, is going to be your number 2. Number 3, I'm actually not sure what it's used for. Number 4 will be either your medical tool, it'll be your utility item, or your...
Okay. So the slot that you put it on your body is the slot that it is on your number pad.
Right, but they can only go a certain distance. I can't put this on my...
Yeah. But as far as different medical items, if you took that medical item off and you put one of them little red ones, like that one you got on your left, you can take that and put it there?
No. So how this works is this medical device and this multi-tool right here, they are both considered slot number 4. So when I click 4, it's probably going to pull this one first. I click 4 again, it's going to switch out to this one and put this one away. Same thing.
And then if you push 4 again, it'll swap them again.
Right. Same thing up here. If I press number 2, it'll probably give me the one on the right third. If I press 2 again, then it's going to give me this one right here.
Okay.
Now, we're talking about many pets and stuff like that, right?
So your inventory is based off of weight per, like your chest, your leg.
Oh, okay, weight. Yeah. On your character, in a sense, yes. So another thing, also we have different slots we can put, right? So ammo, etc., magazines. I'm gonna pull these off.
Now they have to be equipped to you like that if you want to be able to use them to reload.
That's correct. So I'm gonna pick it up.
So green is available, blue is taken.
Yeah. So you notice how number 5 is not fully circled.
So that's a half mag then.
It's a half mag. Something's missing. And then I'm like this one. It goes. Okay, so let's see if I can crouch real quick. And let's see if it's easier to see. I'm not quite sure. Number 1, you generally want your medical pen. Okay, it did show up. There it is. Now all you have to do is press whoa. That just disappeared too. Okay. Still there. Crackdown?
Yeah.
So for these 1, 2, 3, and 4 for medical devices, for MediPens, that is just to press C. And it's going to bring whatever's first. Press C again, bring one second. Press C again, to bring one third. But only after you use it.
So if I have a MediPen first, I can't use the second one in the slot unless I use that the first one.
Yeah. And we're in a safe zone. So I would be testing other things, but I can't because we're in a safe zone. But I'm going to go ahead and test this one out first. Before I do that,
Is food important? Okay, so everything on the right-hand side, that's what's in the station, basically, right? It's like your bank. Okay, so that's only gonna be at that station.
Yes.
Is there a cap to any of that? I see it's 21%, so there is a cap. Okay. And what is a crypto key?
Crypto keys are used to hack computers, ships, etc. Okay.
Are they one-time use?
Yes, they are one-time use. Alright. Now, what were we doing? Oh, if you have... Yeah, we're going to talk about C in just a moment. So remember we have 1, 2, and 4. 3 is probably rocket launcher or something like that. So this will be number 9 if you have a 9. And if you just want a fist fight, it's 0 on your keyboard. I'm unable to do it now because of safety. So let's press I and then C. Number C. That's the first one we put on. That's number 1 is red. Crackdown?
Yeah. Sorry, I don't think you picked. Yeah, I'd say. So yeah.
Now
So C.
Yeah, let's see if it switches out to number 2. No, it's not.
Now, how would you use the item once it's in your hand? Would you just left click or right click? Left click.
Say again?
Now, to use the item, would you just hit left click?
Yeah, just left.
Okay. Yep.
Then if I press C again, it's going to
So
pull out
it's
the green
empty.
one. Now
Yep.
the green one is if your character's legs are broken or something, or he's having trouble walking, this will permit him to continue walking.
So it would make sense if you're gonna put them in those slots to put them in a logical order.
That's right. So I like to put stop the bleeding first. Number 2, fix my feet if they're a little broken, and then number 3, if things are really bad. Whoa. Let's try that again. Okay, put it away. Put the crypto key. So he wouldn't put it away. So I'm just gonna manually put it. Okay. So press C
And you can manually drag anything in your hand at any time, right? So say if you finished a fight and you got into a safe place and you say you didn't need to stop bleeding, but something's wrong with your legs or whatever it is, you can drag it from that slot, put it in your hand, and then you, okay.
So my personal layout is red for stop the bleeding, number 2, unable to move, and number 3, if things are really crappy, this would be an adrenaline. So, but yes, you can actually pick them up, even if it's in your backpack or if it's on your character, and you can put it right in your character's hand.
Okay.
Or you can right click and press carry.
Okay.
There you go.
Still in beta.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Good. Definitely needs some improvement on that, but we're getting somewhere. All right.
Okay, now I'm pretty sure I got all that. I mean, that's the basics of it. Medical clinic at those. This is where you buy all your meds, right? Yep.
Everyone needs their meds. Pill popping over here. Oh, you know about the multi-tool and how you can
You're
swap
not.
out. Oh, remember, press number 4. You got my multi-tool, right?
Yep.
Hold down F and inspect or customize. In my pocket, I have all the attachments. As you can see when I click on it, I can now switch out to the oxy torch, to the tractor beam, to the medical attachment, back to the mining attachment.
Now you have to put the correct cartridge in there as well for each one of those, correct? Like you have the mining attachment, but you have a medical cartridge in there.
So right here, I have them all right here. See them?
Yep. So okay, so you do have to swap. I mean, basically the mag for whatever attachment you have on there.
Right. Now you can also pick up like this and then drop it on that. As you can see, drop it.
And it'll swap it. Yeah.
Or you can do it through what I just showed you, but it only works if you have it in your pocket already.
Mhm.
If you don't have it in your pocket, then you can swap it. It can be in local inventory all day long. It doesn't matter. You can't use it.
Okay.
Okay.
Mhm.
Anything else I can be of assistance?
That covers the person side of it, I guess.
Alright. Let's head on iron shift. And then maybe we can talk about automatically. Sound good?
Mhm.
What shift did you say you
I have the fighter option.
Fine. The Mustang.
Yeah, the Mustang.
So, nothing before we continue. I'm going to scroll my mouse down and press W. See how slow my character's walking?
Mhm.
Now scroll my mouse up. I'm not pressing shift, and scroll my mouse back down. Right?
Yep.
Now, watch, I'm going to hold down Z. While I'm moving forward, I can look left and go right without changing the direction.
Now, so if you're running in a straight line, and then can you also Z and free look?
Yep.
Okay. Perfect.
Now, do be advised, it is recommended to always avoid running when there's NPCs nearby and other players nearby to walk, because desync is a serious thing. We're talking like 5-second delay on everything that you see is probably 5 seconds old. And because of that, the server will render another player or an NPC inside another player, and it'll kill them. Yeah. So especially moving from one physics grid to another, definitely want to walk onto it. So you got the Mustang. I think think the closest I have to the Mustang would be this right here. Ooh, 6-minute delay. Give me something. Goodness.
Now all those fighters are only stored at this station, correct?
They're going. All your ships are going to be stored at one location.
Yeah. Okay.
Once you set that as your main area. Okay, give me some. Oh, Pisces. Give me a Pisces. Yeah, Pisces. Yeah, give me Pisces. All right, pad 3. So here. Now, this is the thing a lot of people don't realize. They'll actually run into the elevator. You want to make sure you walk. Whoops. You want to make sure you... Whoa. The doors... You saw what the door just did, right? It knocked it off.
Yeah, it knocked it off.
It's not uncommon for your gear to fall off, by the way. So you want to walk into the elevator, not run into the elevator.
And then I saw it'll tell you whatever hangar it's at when you go to that hangar.
Pad 3. Sorry.
It'll always be... Okay, mine was also at pad 3, so I didn't know if that's like a general...
I just remember what was on the screen when I first pressed it.
Okay. So, when I first hopped in, I managed to turn it on. And then I took off, and then I kind of was hovering around, and then there's no way out for me.
Oh, you didn't request to take off?
Yeah, so I never had an open door, and then it said, please land immediately for yada yada.
Okay. So, in this area, we're already in space.
Oh, that's nice.
Wow, this is just gorgeous. Let me just press Z, keep moving forward. That is something. Anyway, excuse me. Pisces is one of the most basic things that's great for delivery missions. T for flashlight. And of course, your flashlight will be stuck on if you get into this moment. So we want to turn the flashlight off before we get into the scene. So, what would be the command to turn everything on?
For mine, I didn't really have a command. There was a button right between my legs to turn it on. I just hit that button.
Okay, or we can press the R key on the keyboard.
Okay.
R.
Anvil Aerospace. All systems online.
Turns everything on. Now, this is a smaller ship, so I try to fly as stealth as possible. I will go ahead and turn off the weapons by pressing P.
Weapons offline.
There you go.
Yeah.
And I will also go ahead and turn off the shields. So if we look over here, we have EM, emissions, and then IR. And then here we're going to press O for shields.
Shields offline.
And as you can see, our EM signatures definitely dropped. Our signature is dropping as well. That gives us a little bit more stealth.
Now, stealth as in say like the cockpit of that ship picking up signatures of the ship.
So, because our signature is only 3,700 EM and IR of 6,322, I would say that if someone were to pick up our ship on their radar, we would have to be within 5 kilometers. But if we had our stuff on, so
weapons online, shields online.
We look at there we go, we went up a little bit. So, in my opinion, we would mask our ship by approximately 1.5 kilometers.
Okay.
Yeah. By doing that. First, we're gonna go ahead and take off. So we're gonna go to one of the MFDs. I'm gonna hold down F, scroll in, and press menu, and then I'm gonna select comms. And here I'm going to select Port Tressler and stand by for takeoff permission.
Okay, so is that the only way to get into that menu is manually like that?
Yes.
You are clear to launch.
Actually, you know what? It was already here on this side, so I didn't need it over here. Looks like we're clear to launch. I'm going to go ahead and put this back to target status. And I had one on the left here I could have just used.
Okay.
But that's this ship has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 MFDs. Some ships only have 4, some only have 2.
Yeah.
Okay. You see I'm scrolling the mouse up and down. You see what that's doing? That's a limiter. So I'm gonna scroll my mouse down because I don't want to be all. How to say? If I have it up here and I press spacebar to go up, to strafe up, it's gonna give full throttle. I don't want it to give through throttle. I want it to be a nice smooth takeoff. So I'm gonna bring it a little lower. Now I'm gonna press spacebar. There it is.
Now, if you get it in the red, is that too much for your ship to handle?
No, it's your higher chances of losing control. So as I'm moving forward, I'm gonna go ahead and scroll up. There we go. And then of course we have our landing gear. So landing gear is N, as in November.
Yeah.
Gone, and again for deployment on this ship in particular. and again.
Landing gear raised.
Yep. So this one has 2 sets of guns. Left click and okay. It's usually best to avoid firing weapons near a base. If we hit a target, we will get fined, and a crime stat will appear on the top right here of our screen.
How do you get rid of that?
If it's just 1 bar, you can go and pay 16 grand to get it removed. You pay a fine.
Where do you pay that at? Any station?
Any station, yeah.
Okay.
Go to like the Galleria at any station.
Now, is there a map of space so you know where you're going, or is it all just
no, there
free?
is a map.
Yeah.
But before we do that, let's continue with the flight controls real quick. So right now, we are in fact not moving. Right? It's pretty obvious. I mean, we are, but we're in orbit, and we're not moving to the objects relative to us. So I'm gonna press C. C is actually a cruise control set to where I scrolled my mouse up and down.
Okay.
Now, cruise control is your best friend, but it's your worst enemy at the same time. You forget it on, you look away, you smack into a planet, and your ship is blown up.
Okay.
Planet, moon, object, whatever. Okay. Obviously, you probably understand the basics of pitch control with the mouse.
Yep.
Pitch up, pitch down, pitch right, left, and then we have strafing, so we can. Okay, so Q and E are definitely scrolling.
Those are your rolls. And A
Mine
and
are A and D, but
D.
this is different. And then we have A and D or Q and E, depending on the controls, to strafe left and right. And of course, if we do that, there we go, strafing. Another interesting thing while we're here, so let's say that obviously is a ship or something in front of us, it's some type of vehicle. Now, if I press T, I'm going to lock onto that ship. Now that ship is going to know that something is locking onto them. It's going to pop up and say, you have been radar locked. Now, let's say I want to look at their ship without them knowing that I'm looking at it. I'm going to press V as in Victor. I'm going to scroll in. Then I'm going to hold down left click. It's going to scan their ship. And now it's going to give me a whole lot more details about their ship. It shows me that there's a guy named Montreal Calix on there. It shows me the signature of their ship. Oh, say the legal owner of the ship is Jared Rossum. He's a UE Marine.
not his ship. It could be a friend's ship, but it's not his.
And it's a heavy fighter. It's called the Inville Hurricane. Boom. Got a whole lot more information, right? Now, generally, if you see UEE Navy, especially those are generally NPCs. Protection services.
So V and then shift.
V and then scroll up to zoom to make the circle smaller, so you can prioritize the target, and then hold down left click.
Oh, left click. Okay.
Oh, we just scanned Port Tressler. Whoops. It won't let me. Okay. Of course, now basic flights. Let's do a quantum drive. Quantum jump. So we're gonna jump to a nearby OM. An OM is an orbital marker. There's one. So I press B to turn on. I pointed my ship in the direction I wanted it to go. Now that it's spooled and calibrated, I'm going to hold down B for about 3 seconds. And I'm going to hold it down. 1, 2, 3 seconds. There we go. We have now traveled to the first orbital marker of microtech.
So does it automatically drop you out of that?
Yes.
When you get close to whatever you're locked onto?
It does. And now, for some reason, it likes to turn it back on immediately. I don't like that. Now, you said, is there a map, right?
Yep.
So, is there a map? That would be F2 in the movie glass. So that would be right here, called Skyline. So if I press F1 for Moby-Glass, and then I come down to Skyline.
Okay.
See, there is a buddy here at Hurrell 4. Apparently he's mining out in the asteroid field, so that's cool. I would select Hurrell 4, for example. Set route. Now, if you look on my disk, this will be for all ships. It actually kind of shows me where I need to go, right? Where I need to point. So I'm going to go ahead and orientate my ship in that direction. And then I'm going to press B. Because here in the Moby Glass, under navigation, I had selected by clicking Hurrell 4 and then set route up here. Now, shall we go there, or is there anything else you'd like to learn?
I think that's it. That's the basics right there.
Yeah, it is. Okay, I'm gonna go back for landing. So I'm gonna show you the quick basics for landing. First, let me clear the route. So I cleared the route. You see the line's no longer there. We're gonna go ahead and select now the station that was nearby. Now, sometimes it's a little difficult to select it, but let's see if we can actually orientate ourselves in the correct direction. Come on, there we go. So, pick it. Oh, goodness, I almost got it. So as you can tell, it is quite finicky. There we go, Port Tressler, set route. If you notice you set route, there is no, even when I turn it on, you don't see any other markers. Right? You only see the marker that you selected.
Okay.
So it kind of helps declutter a little bit. Now we're going to ask to land. So we're going to get closer. And as we get closer, now we're going to go faster in the red zone. So we're in the red. We know that our ship is more susceptible to, it's harder to slow down. It's harder to make turns. So I'm going to point my ship in the general direction I want to go, but not at an object in case I can't slow down in time. I'm not going to smack my ship into it and lose all my gear. So far, so good?
Yeah.
Alright, so on our screen, we're going to see a red pop-up says, request landing. Getting closer, I'm scrolling down. I'm pressing W, but I'm scrolling down. Okay, I didn't get the pop-up yet. Oh, there it is. Do you see that, please?
Yeah.
Contact ATC to land. So now that we see that, I'm going to let go of W. The ship's naturally going to let go because I don't have cruise control on. And I'm going to go ahead and find where it is at. Port Tressler. We're going to wait.
Please proceed to assigned landing bay.
Thank you. I can't tell if we're upside down or what. We're going to put ourselves in the green zone for flying. We're going to go ahead and lower the landing gear. This is going to be a neat trick I'm about to show you. Weapons off, because I don't want to accidentally shoot anything. We're going to scroll down some more with the mouse to keep our ship in a nice smooth approach. And I'm going to purposely put my ship in a weird orientation just to show you an example. So here I am, I'm above the pad, but I am inside the hologram, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that's obviously normal because it's trying to compensate. Now the gear is down. I'm gonna hold down N for 3 seconds, okay? Here goes. 1, 2, 3, let go.
Deck proximity alert.
Did you see what just happened? I did not.
Did it auto land you?
That's right, auto landed my ship. Now that the ship has landed,
Landing complete. Have a pleasant stay.
I'm gonna go to Vehicle Maintenance Services, and I'm gonna go ahead and repair, refuel, and confirm. Whole whopping 7 credits.
Okay.
Then we're going to press U to power everything off.
Weapons online.
Okay. I forgot to mention that when you press U, if you already powered something off, it's gonna turn it back on. Now I'm gonna press U a second time.
All systems offline.
All systems offline. There we go. Hold down Y for 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. And there we go. Now,
Perfect.
one of the things that is recommended because it's possible for players to take your ship or etc. Always close the doors to your ship when you exit. Don't leave it open. It's not difficult for a player on another pad to simply just go, oh look, there's a ship right there. Let me EVA over there and jump inside the guy's ship and he won't even know it. Like what we're about to do.
So now, could you fly his ship?
I don't know, he might have seen me already though.
You sly dog, you.
Yo, what's up? Hey. He's not happy. You are cool, bro. Would you let me out? It's okay, I'll leave. I'll leave. I'll leave. Let me out. Whoa. Whoa. I think I just let myself out.
Broke it.
I just let myself out. Oh, thanks for letting me back in. I'm sorry. I'm trolling this guy.
He has no idea what to do with you right now.
Let me wave. Cool sign. Is that it? Yo, what's up? You want a buddy? How much that glitch? You know, that's this. It'll let you walk right out. What? That is a bug. Wow.
It is a bug.
Oh, now I'm stuck.
No.
Let me out.
Get me.
That's pretty cool though.
But yeah, I mean that's really just the basics I wanted to know.
Yeah. Glad I was able to show you. And
Super
welcome to StarCitizen.
complex.
We found another bug.
Yeah.
Oh yes. Put something in my hand to fix it. Great. Leave the guy alone. There you go. Just turn on VTOL. He's about to bust out of here. So, one of the reasons why always be careful. Close your door and make sure there's nobody else on your ship.
So nobody else can open your door though.
No. You can't. Okay. But you can get it open, or you can open it and they'll come onto it.
And they can't fly off with it, correct?
Once they're in, yes, they can fly off.
Ah, okay. So make sure your doors are always shut.
Yep. So,
What happens if they steal your ship?
alright, it's gone. Bye.
Never get it back. Can't do a claim on it or
insurance
nothing.
claim.
Okay.
So, how do insurance claims work? First, remember we landed our ship on the pad, right? Let's pretend there's a cargo box on it or something. We're gonna go over here, and we're going to store it. It's always good to store your ship. Right there.
Perfect.
Now here you see claim. My arrow is at Lorville. I don't want it there. So you know what? I'm gonna say that I lost it, and I'm gonna commit insurance fraud and get a new arrow. And it's gonna be delivered here. Did I say insurance fraud out loud?
No, you never said that.
Alright, so that's pretty much it.
Jung, are you streaming?
I think we did the basics. I'm about to turn off the stream. Yep. Thank you for watching. This is JungFaha channel. And thank you, Crackdown, for letting us do this.
Thanks for giving me all the info.